Do you ever look at your garden and wish it could feel a little more magical without spending a fortune or wearing yourself out? Maybe you remember the gardens of years past, filled with color, life, and laughter, and you'd love to bring that feeling back today. Well, my friend, you're in the right place. Imagine taking everyday items, things you already have lying around the house, and turning them into charming little treasures for your garden. No heavy lifting, no expensive trips to the store, just simple, joyful, creative touches that make your space feel alive again. Hello and welcome, dear friends, to the Golden Years Lifestyle Hub. I am so glad you're here with me today, and I truly appreciate you spending your precious time here. You're about to discover 10 beautiful, affordable, and senior-friendly gardening ideas that can transform your garden with ease. And let me tell you, these ideas are doable no matter your energy level or experience. Some are playful, some are practical, and all of them are designed to bring a smile to your face every time you step outside. Oh, and make sure you stay with me all the way, because the 10th idea is a little gem you absolutely won't want to miss. Before we get started, I'd love it if you could click like and subscribe. It really helps this community grow and lets YouTube share these videos with other seniors, whether they're in the US, UK, Canada, Australia, or anywhere in the world, who need a little gardening joy too. Alright, let's begin. Idea 1. Teacup or mug planters. You know those old teacups or mugs hiding in the back of your cupboard? Maybe they've got a little chip, maybe they're just not part of your favorite set anymore. Instead of throwing them out, let's give them a brand new life right in the garden. Simply take a teacup or mug, fill it with a little potting soil, and tuck in a small plant. Herbs like mint, basil, or even a tiny succulent is perfect. Place it on your kitchen windowsill, your balcony, or a little garden shelf, and suddenly you've got charm and usefulness all in one. And here's the best part, these little cup planters are light, easy to move, and they don't take up much space. Perfect if you only have a small patio or balcony garden. I like to think of it this way. Every time you sip tea, you're looking at your cup's little cousin growing happily nearby. It's a sweet touch of nostalgia and so simple to do. Idea 2. Painted tin can pots. Now, let's move to something just as fun, tin cans. Yes, the ones from soup or beans that we usually toss into recycling. These little cans can be turned into the most delightful plant pots with just a splash of creativity. Here's how: once the can is empty and clean, give it a quick coat of paint. Any leftover paint you have lying around will do. You can even wrap it with fabric or add stickers if painting feels like too much. Then, make sure to poke a few holes in the bottom for drainage, fill it with soil, and you've got yourself a colorful new planter. This tin can pots look wonderful lined up on a window ledge or grouped together on a garden table. And the beauty is, you can match the colors to your garden theme or just go wild with every color under the sun. And don't worry if the paint isn't perfect, it doesn't have to be. In fact, a little rustic look adds charm. Remember, gardening isn't about perfection, it's about joy and creativity. So with teacup planters and tin can pots, you've already got two beautiful budget-friendly ways to brighten up your garden. And we're just getting started. Idea 3. Old shoe or boot garden. Now, here's one that always makes me smile. Do you have an old pair of shoes or boots tucked away in the closet? Maybe they're too worn to wear but too sentimental to throw away. Well, guess what? They can become some of the most charming planters in your garden. Here's how: simply fill the shoe or boot with soil, tuck in some flowers, petunias, pansies, or even trailing plants like ivy, and place them right at your doorstep or along a garden path. The result? A quirky, whimsical planter that tells a story. Every time you see it, you'll remember the miles those shoes carried you, now bringing beauty instead of blisters. And here's a tip: if you want to make sure they last longer, you can line the inside with a small plastic bag before adding soil. That way the shoe won't break down as quickly. Idea 4. DIY bird bath from bowls or basins. Now, let's add a little life and music to the garden. One of the simplest, most rewarding projects is making your own bird bath. And all you need are a couple of old bowls or basins. Here's what you do: take a sturdy bowl, place it on top of an overturned flower pot, or even stack two bowls, one upside down, the other right side up. Fill the top with fresh water, and you've created a safe, inviting spot for birds to drink and splash. If you place your bird bath near flowers, you'll attract not just birds but also pollinators like butterflies. And trust me, sitting outside with a cup of tea while watching birds flutter around your garden, it's one of the most peaceful joys there is. Bonus tip: place a few flat stones inside the bowl so smaller birds can perch safely while they drink. And don't worry if your bowls don't match or look a little worn, that rustic charm is what makes it cozy. Plus, the birds certainly won't mind. Idea 5. Mason jar lanterns. Do you have a few old jars in the cupboard? Maybe from jam, pickles, or sauces? Don't toss them out. They can become beautiful garden lanterns that add the most magical glow once the sun goes down. Here's how to do it. Take a clean jar, pop in a string of battery-powered fairy lights, or even a little tea light candle. Close the lid, and just like that, you have a glowing lantern. For an extra touch, you can wrap wire or twine around the jar's rim and hang it from a tree branch or place several along your garden path. When the evening comes, they'll twinkle like stars right in your garden. And here's a fun thought. Remember those summer nights when we'd chase fireflies as kids? These little lanterns give that same warm, nostalgic feeling, but without needing to run around the yard. It's simple, safe, and adds that cozy magic we all love. Idea 6. Wooden crate garden shelf. Now, let's get a little organized with style. If you have an old wooden crate, maybe from fruit or deliveries, it can easily be turned into a garden shelf for your plants. All you need to do is place the crate on its side, or stack a couple of them together. Suddenly, you've got a lovely little shelf where you can display pots of herbs, flowers, or even your teacup planters from earlier. This is especially helpful if bending down feels tricky these days. By lifting your plants up, you can care for them comfortably without strain. Plus, stacked crates save space, which is perfect for smaller patios or balconies. And here's a little humorous truth: how many of us have said, "I'll keep this crate, I'll find a use for it someday." Well, today is that day. No more tripping over it in the garage. Now it has a proud new purpose in your garden. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. That way, each time I share a new tip, you'll be the first to know. Think of it as having a gardening buddy who always has a new idea to share. Idea 7. Colander hanging basket. Now, here's one of my favorites. Do you have an old colander hiding at the back of your cupboard? You know, the one with a wobbly handle or a little dent? Well, don't throw it out just yet, because it's already halfway to becoming a perfect hanging basket. Think about it. The holes are already there for drainage. All you need to do is line the inside with a little moss, coconut fiber, or even a plastic bag with a few holes poked in it. Then fill it with soil and add your favorite flowers or even some herbs. Attach some sturdy string twine or chain to the handles, hang it from a tree branch or a hook, and voila, you have a charming, quirky hanging basket that's as functional as it is fun. And every time someone asks, "Where did you buy that lovely planter?" you can smile and say, "Oh, it used to be my pasta strainer." Idea 8. Old chair planter. Now let's give an old chair a new life. Maybe you have a chair that's too rickety to sit on, or maybe it's just taking up space in the garage. Don't get rid of it. Turn it into a stunning garden planter instead. Here's how: remove the seat of the chair and replace it with a basket or container that fits snugly inside. Fill it with soil and plant flowers, bright petunias, cheerful marigolds, or anything colorful you love. For extra charm, paint the chair in a bright, cheerful color. Imagine a turquoise chair filled with yellow flowers, or a white chair overflowing with pink blooms. It instantly becomes a showpiece in your garden. And don't worry if it looks a little rustic or imperfect. That's the beauty of upcycling. In fact, the more character the chair has, the more personality it brings to your garden. It's easy, it's eye-catching, and it's a wonderful way to give old furniture a brand new story. So far, we've upcycled kitchen tools and even chairs into gorgeous garden pieces. Now, let's add a touch of magic and finish with one big showstopper that you simply won't want to miss. Idea 9. Broken pot fairy garden. Have you ever accidentally broken a terracotta pot? Don't worry, it happens to all of us. But here's the good news: that broken pot can become the foundation of something truly magical, a fairy garden. Here's what you do: take the broken pieces and stack them carefully inside the remaining pot, creating little steps or terraces. Then plant tiny succulents, moss, or miniature flowers in the spaces. Add a few tiny decorations, maybe a little figurine, a seashell, or even a pebble path. The result? A whimsical fairy garden that feels like a secret world tucked away in your backyard. Every time you glance at it, it'll remind you of childhood days when we believed little magical creatures might just be hiding in the garden. And the best part? this project gives new life to something most people would throw away. So next time a pot breaks, don't see it as a mistake, see it as an opportunity for something enchanting. Idea 10, the big reveal, wheelbarrow planter. And now friends, here's the big one I promised you, the idea you simply won't want to miss. If you've got an old wheelbarrow, even if it's rusty or has a wobbly wheel, don't throw it out. Instead, turn it into a stunning garden centerpiece. All you need to do is fill the wheelbarrow with soil and plant it just like you would a flower bed. You can mix bright blooms, trailing vines, and even a few herbs all together. The beauty of this project is that you can move it around, roll it into the sunshine, bring it closer to your porch, or even use it as a centerpiece for a garden party. It's practical, it's beautiful, and it instantly gives your garden that wow factor. And let's be honest, there's something a little fun about wheeling your flowers around like a parade float. It makes gardening lighthearted again. So let's take a moment to look back at all the treasures we discovered today. We started with simple teacups and mugs, turning them into charming little planters. Then we painted tin cans, giving them bright new lives as colorful pots. We tucked flowers into old shoes and boots and created a peaceful bird bath from bowls and basins. We lit up the evenings with glowing mason jar lanterns and stacked wooden crates into garden shelves that save space and make life easier. We even turned a colander into a hanging basket and gave an old chair a brand new story as a planter. Then came the magic, a broken pot fairy garden, whimsical and full of imagination, and of course our big finale, the wheelbarrow planter, rolling in beauty and creativity. 10 ideas, all simple, affordable, and perfectly senior-friendly. Proof that you don't need a big budget or even a big garden to bring joy and creativity into your space. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these ideas was your favorite? Or do you have an upcycling trick of your own that we could all try? Share it in the comments below. I truly enjoy reading your stories and tips, and if you haven't yet, please click like and subscribe. It's such a simple way to keep this little community growing, and it helps YouTube share these ideas with other seniors, whether they're in the US, UK, Canada, Australia, or anywhere in the world, who could use a little gardening joy too. Remember, when you subscribe, you're not just following a channel, you're joining a circle of friends who love gardening, creativity, and the golden years of life. And before we go, I want you to remember this: gardening is not about being perfect, it's about finding joy in the little things. A sprout here, a flower there, a quirky upcycled planter that makes you smile. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings beauty into your world. So, take a deep breath, step into your garden, and know that you are capable, creative, and deeply appreciated. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today, dear friends. Until next time, may your days be peaceful, your garden be joyful, and your heart be light. Take care and happy gardening.